As students are coming in from class, you can see right here these students have sat down and they continue to protest. Students can fill out a bias incident reporting form online. The suspect climbed over the railing and placed a homophobic note in the window. Students use their campus meal plan to pay for food like this cereal. Acts of hate and bias on the University of Tennessee campus motivated students to protest on November 10, 2016. The protest signifies a high point for tensions between various campus groups. Of the more than 28,000 students at the University of Tennessee, 24% identify as non-white. Student Antonio Butler and the university's multicultural mentoring program painted over the hashtag No Safe Spaces on the Rock after the 2016 presidential election. Antonio says these words do not promote campus inclusivity.
Political message was cool, but the message No Safe Spaces isn't conducive to being, like inclusive, like some of our administrative faculty and staff and students would like it to be.
The Pride Center has faced repeated vandalism this semester. Pride Ambassador Thomas Tran says the vandal left a hateful note.
The incident at the Pride Center with the note that got left behind, I'd say that's hate speech too.
Associate Dean of Students Cynthia Polk Johnson says the university's bias education response team aims to support all students.
They are taking advantage of the process in terms of reporting incidents. What we have to be careful about, we're not here to stifle free speech or, not uphold the First Amendment.
Students can fill out a bias incident reporting form online. After the 2016 presidential election, the American flag at the Howard Baker Center was ripped down and defaced. Conservative student Luke Elliott says the act of bias shows disrespect to our veterans.
It upsets me to see a flag ripped down. So many people have given their lives for this country.
Muslim student Janine Mari says the Daily Beacon's letter to the editor spread a false message.
If you aren't a terrorist, you support terrorist activity, is basically the message I got from it, and that's something that can, it breeds hate.
Head of the UT Political Science Department, Professor Richard Picelli, says it is difficult for the university to decide when one crosses the fine line between free speech and acts of hate.
Most speech is protected and most expression is protected, but things like obscenity, libel, the fighting words, those are things that the court has traditionally said are not protected speech.
Butler says listening to students is the first step to campus unity.
It won't be an overnight fix. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So whoever does decide to work, you've got a lot to get done while you're here.
The National Center for Education Statistics reports that out of 748 hate crimes at post-secondary institutions, race and sexual orientation were the categories most frequently associated with reported hate crimes. For UT Today, this is Beverly Banks reporting. Student Kiera Brooks works 18 hours a week as an office assistant, but she still struggles to afford groceries.
Due to my class schedule and stuff like that, I just don't have time to work like I need to support myself. And I struggle with that every day.
The College Food Bank Alliance study found that in over 26 public universities, 43% of students enrolled in a campus meal plan were still food insecure.
If the administration knew exactly how many students would be affected by, food insecurity, they might want to implement more help when it comes to students that need food assistance.
Brooks says high prices at the campus provisions on-demand grocery market worsen her food insecurity.
A box of cereal at the pod is like $6, and that is ridiculous.
Students use their campus meal plan to pay for food like this cereal. One Vol card swipe may not pay for an adequate meal, but Smokey's Pantry provides hungry students free food. Smokey's Pantry Director Rusty Graham stocks the shelves for guests each week.
They come in and they're able to, if they want a can of green beans and a can of corn, but they don't want applesauce, they just take whatever they want and then they put it in their bags. And then they just go through all the shelves as they go.
Graham says the pantry is open to all students seeking food security.
insecure college student isn't something that you can just identify looking at people. And that's what we try to do here, is love people through the hard times with food.
Brooks says she is grateful for the pantry.
Not everyone has everything to give, like has it all. So just by giving your time to Smokey's Pantry, it really helps us little people.
Food insecurity remains a growing problem on college campuses.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you.
For UT Today, this is Beverly Banks reporting.
Hey, we need to change that.
Knoxville native Janet Testerman pursues greater animal welfare awareness as Chief Executive Officer of the Young Williams Animal Center.
It's a cause that I'm passionate about. I mean, that's why I've been involved so long, and care about our animal population and our animal community.
Testerman educates the Knoxville community on animal welfare misconceptions.
One dog or one cat can be responsible for translating into 66,000 animals in a 6-year period. One animal.
Testerman witnesses many adoption and reuniting stories in her line of work. She says her favorite adoption story is about her own pet.
2 weeks later, I get bombarded with emails of pictures of who is now Lolly, that's a black long-haired dachshund. And
before her CEO position, Testerman ran for the District 4 Knox County Commission seat. Testerman says her political experience helps her understand the needs of the animal population.
It's a great lesson in listening. Because that's where you really learn, what our community challenges are, what's important to the people, and you really emerge from that process with a really a different perspective.
Testerman also says that leaders should always make an effort to connect to the population they serve. Testerman connects to several of her furry friends at the center each year.
We take in nearly 12,000 animals a year, and we are their ambassadors. We are their voice.
I don't know.
Janet Testerman leads the Young Williams Animal Center to provide a happy home for all of its animals.
Yes, you are. Y'all are snuggle bugs.
For UT Today, this is Beverly Banks reporting.
Cheez-It, Capri, whatever.
This past Sunday, UT Gardens hosted a fun Halloween-themed parade for dogs and their owners alike. It's a great experience.
So definitely check out that Study Abroad Fair.
That's going to do it for today's show. I am Kelsey Krieger.
And I'm Beverly Banks. Thanks for watching TVC News this semester. We'll catch you in 2017.